everyone. My name is Sheffia Ron'Dale Nickerson, and I am the President and CEO at the Center for Arts-Inspired Learning, CAL. And I'm so excited to invite you to our very first installation of CAL Community Connection. This is our chance to connect with students, artists, educators, neighbors, and all of the champions of the CAL mission, which is to ignite student learning, creativity, and success through the arts. So this month, we are going to take some time to celebrate Black History Month. And while we like to celebrate Black history throughout the entire year, this month gives us an opportunity to really slow down and highlight some key figures. Today, I'd like to share with you some of my key figures who have helped me on my journey. So the first person I'd like to talk about is Marian Anderson. She is the first Black opera singer to sing and perform at the Metropolitan Opera in New York City. She was special to me because I'm also a contralto, and I also sing spirituals and classical music. So the first time I heard her voice, I was like, wow, her voice sounds like my voice. Maybe I can sing opera too. So that was very special to me. Another incredible figure is Debbie Allen. She is a singer, dancer, actress, choreographer who's won many awards like the Emmys and Tonys and Golden Globes. She has her own star on the Walk of Fame. I have to tell you, she has been an incredible influence for me, especially as a young person watching Fame. I want to live forever. Okay, bring it back, Sheffia. Anyway, Debbie Allen, my goodness, watching her every week sing and dance on television absolutely paved the way for me. I knew I wanted to be just like her. So I've been able to share a few of those influences with you that I've had in my journey. Now we're going to speak with master teaching artist Ron'Dale Simpson about some of the influences that have moved him on his journey. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So I'm so excited to have as our very first guest for the CAL Community Connection series, Mr. Ron'Dale Simpson, master teaching artist. Woo woo, welcome. So excited to have you here.
So excited to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, okay, before we get started, I first think we need to take some time to get to know a little bit about you. Can you tell us, what is it that you do? What are you up to? How are you contributing to the community? I know that you have your own dance company. Tell us a little bit about that.
My name is Ron'Dale Simpson. I'm originally from Saginaw, Michigan. Small little city, an hour and 45 minutes north of Detroit. I'm a Central State University graduate, class 2018. I came to Cleveland to visit a friend and stayed, and I've been here since. This is going on 8 years. This September, I'll be a Cleveland resident for 8 years.
Transplant, so am I. I'm originally from Chicago, so there's something about Cleveland.
It's like a home for us.
Yes.
Yes. So moving on into the things that I love and I like to do. I'm a dancer. I've loved dance since I could move. My mom told me when I was a baby, she was holding me at the sink, and the dripping of the water, I was moving to it. So she knew then I was going to be a dancer.
Okay.
So I guess I was born to do this thing.
Awesome.
So outside of dance, I'm all in the community. I like to teach dance. I like to teach other things. I'm a community advocate. I'm a mentor, video editing, music editing. I do a little marketing, flyers, website design here and there. So a little jack of all trades, if you want to call me that.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Well, tell us about your dance company.
Oh, the big news. So Blackjack Dance Collective started off as my artist name. And then when the pandemic hit, right in March, I was getting ready to do a lot of performances as a solo artist. Everything stopped. So I had 2.5 months with things I was sitting on that I wanted to do that I didn't know how to get out. So I was able to connect with 4 other friends, and we recorded a video in Wade Oval Park. From there, folks are reaching out to us to do like drive-ins. The Raw Artist Showcase, they created with this National Arts Drive thing. So you could create a performance in front of a storefront, a house, a business, anywhere. From there, Cities Our Stage reached out to me. We performed in a drive-in. Sharon Dance Studios did a drive-in. Belly Regalo did a drive-in.
Yes.
So at that 4th one, the lady came up to me. She said, "So where can I find you guys? I don't know where you are." And I'm like, that's a good question. And I looked at my 2 dancers. They said, "Well, you might as well start a company. You might as well." I said, "You know what? I should." And that day, June 16th, 2020, Black Jack became an official dance company.
Wow, that is amazing. And I've seen Black Jack perform. I've been blown away by the performance and all the energy.
Thank you.
About a few months ago, you were also a part of our Artworks program. And can you tell us a little bit more about the dance style Afro-Fusion? What is that?
So I coined it from the styles that I liked most and I knew a lot about, but also things that I didn't know more about. And how I got to this style, I actually went to audition for Step Africa in 2018.
Okay, yes,
and
in Washington, D.C.,
yes,
right?
Yes. It's
Great
the
company.
first company dedicated to the art form of stepping, but they also teach dance and they do a lot of residencies around the world and stuff like that. So seeing that and learning that, I was really inspired to really wanted to discover more of myself, but also find my voice in art and dance. And hip hop was something I always was good at, but I was introduced to African, Zulu, Yankee. I'm like, oh, this is a whole other world that I did not have access to in my small little city.
Sure.
So I took the natural styles of hip hop and movement that I had, the foundations of ballet and modern that I learned at the Reed Institute, but also learned in different community artists, the African aesthetic from Mojiba Dance Collective and Japo Cultural Arts Institute, mix it all together.
Fantastic.
From my lens, and that's what I call Afro-Fusion. So it's hip hop, modern, jazz, ballet, tap, step, majorette, all in one.
I love that. I love it. And that's why it's so dynamic and it's so much fun to watch because you can recognize those pieces and those styles. And I loved it when the students also could recognize those styles and really got into it. So the Afro-Fusion Dance Co-op is one of my favorites. I'm not supposed to have favorites, but I think it's one of my favorites. I think because also, I came up in the dance world and I came up, classically trained and I got my jazz and ballet and tap and contemporary and modern, but I did not grow up with African dance at all. And so anytime there's an opportunity to expose and make African dance accessible to young people, I think it's pretty amazing. So I love Afro-Fusion.
I would like to give credit to the father of Afrobeats, Fela Kuti. He was my inspiration for really diving into the historical context of Afro, or Afrobeats, or Afro-Fusion, or Afrobeat. Because originally it's Afrobeat without the S. And with the S comes with the different collection of the African diaspora. Fela Kuti's influence came when he moved to America for a tour. And he was joined with a member of the Black Panther Party. And with working alongside of her, showing him, how foundational Black Americans live and the struggles that they have. And he was able to understand that I have that same issue too. And his focus of music turned from being entertainment to more speaking for the voice of the people, speaking about the issues that he faced and turning it into music. Him using his art form to heal and to basically speak about the things that him and his people went through caused him to have a cult following and caused for so many people to be influenced by the work that he did and to show that we don't have to accept this type of regime or this type of following from the government. We are the government. The people are the ones who should be in charge of. So he was very influential in using that as a tool to teach in our Afro-Fusion Co-op. I was able to connect with the issues that we as Foundation Black Americans deal with police brutality, racism, and to show that your art form is a way to speak through that, for you to find meaning, but for you to understand what we went through in the past to create a better future going forward.
So Ron'Dale, you've shared with us about the historical figure Fela Kuti. Thank you again for that. Now, I'm very curious. Is there a personal figure or a living legend now that inspires you or helps you move forward?
So yes, I have two. So one is a former high school teacher. Her name is Miss Tricia Baker. I kind of call her mom.
Miss Tricia Baker.
Yes.
All right.
And she has been very influential outside of the classroom as far as being like a mentor. She only had me my 9th and 12th grade year, but she still remained very close to me, looked out for me. She always pushed me to, do better. There's something out there for you, whatever you want to do. She would give me advice, do things just because I felt like that was what she was put on this earth to do. So I definitely give her that utmost respect and love anytime I can. The second one is I got to meet this year, the legendary Dianne Mclntyre, who is a Cleveland legend. I've heard so much about her, and I got to meet her, and I got to go into her storage unit that has all of her things over the past year, some of the costumes, some of the playbills, some of the artworks. And she actually was an adjudicator for our cohort for Cleveland Dance Movement Supporting the Unsung.
Wonderful.
She got to give me feedback on the works in progress piece that I had. And some of the questions or the things that she asked me to do, I was kind of already moving in that direction. But the fact that she gave me that insight too, I'm like, oh, that's a good idea. And then she gave me some pointers on how I can take a movement further and see where it develops. And it was just something about hearing it from her that gave me a different type of feeling. Somebody who's well seasoned in the dance and to this day still performing.
Still performing.
So that's the type of life I want to perform to my last breath.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. What else is going on with Blackjack Dance Collective? What else is on your calendar? Tell us what's up. Tell us what's up.
Outside of teaching at the university, Cleveland State University, I'm teaching a new class called Urban Dance Forms twice a week. That's fun. I also coach a step team at St. Martin de Porres High School.
Okay.
Lovely.
St. Martin de Porres, we know you.
And Blackjack is performing a couple Black History Month programs all over the CMSD as well as charter schools. We have a huge performance on the 25th at Studio West, which is the new LGBT center.
Yes.
So we're performing at their Melanin Magic, the first one ever. So that's huge.
Okay.
And then in March, the show for Cleveland Dance Movement Supporting the Unsung Artist Showcase will be March 25th. And a lot of my dancers, as well as Darnell Weaver, Kenya Guest, and Nehemiah Spencer pieces will be premiered that day. And we're dancing to each other's piece. So that's that trade-off.
Love it.
You learn from me, I learn from you. And then there's intergenerational learning. Darnell, his niece and his mom is in his piece. So that's a whole nother type of... Okay? So being in the piece and, allowing myself to be comfortable, vulnerable, and also learn from these other folks and the things that they go to and how we could connect. And it makes it more than just dance. It's that culture, that community that I haven't felt so at home. So I'm definitely grateful for this opportunity. But catch us on our website, blackjackdancecollective.org.
Wonderful.
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Google. We're everywhere. Check us out.
Oh, I love that. I love that. And I'm so excited that our students get to know all the things that you're doing so they can actually see you in action. So that is fantastic. Thank you so much for being here with us today and to helping us celebrate Black History Month. Again, this is something that we're looking at and we're celebrating. We're living it 365. But be able to take a moment to pause and sit here with you today has just been a pleasure. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
And thanks to all of you for coming and joining us on our very first installment for Cal Community Connection. I am sure that we will see you again very soon. Next month is Women's Month as well as
Music in Our School Month.
Music in Our School Month. So we'll be talking a little bit about that as well. We look forward to seeing you all. Thank you so much for joining us today.